Hi, friends, sisters, and brothers. I am Eric Rivas, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. For today's reflection, we read from the book of Mark, from chapter 6, verses 17 to 29. These verses may cause you to be indignant, even outraged, but there is much we can learn from these verses, and we continue to seek God's message for each and every one of us. Let's read from Mark 6, beginning with chapter 17. For Herod himself had given orders to have John arrested, and he had him bound and put in prison. He did this because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, whom he had married. For John had been saying to Herod, "It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife." So Herodias nursed a grudge against John and wanted to kill him. But she was not able to, because Herod feared John and protected him, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man. When Herod heard John, he was greatly puzzled, yet he liked to listen to him. Finally, the opportune time came. On his birthday, Herod gave a banquet for his high officials and military commanders and the leading men of Galilee. When the daughter of Herodias came in and danced, she pleased Herod and his dinner guests. The king said to the girl, "Ask me for anything you want, and I'll give it to you." And he promised her with an oath, "Whatever you ask, I will give you, up to half my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" "The head of John the Baptist," she answered. At once, the girl hurried in to the king with the request, "I want you to give me right now the head of John the Baptist on a platter." The king was greatly distressed, but because of his oaths and his dinner guests, he did not want to refuse her. So he immediately sent an executioner with orders to bring John's head. The man went, beheaded John in the prison, and brought back his head on a platter. He presented it to the girl, and she gave it to her mother. On hearing of this, John's disciples came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. There are two characters from these verses that we shall focus on. We begin with King Herod, a man who possessed tremendous power and wealth. Despite these, he was also an insecure ruler who valued highly the opinion of others and reveled in being popular and liked by many. He found John to be a good man, and he liked listening to him. When the request came across from the daughter of Herodias to have John the Baptist beheaded, Herod was concerned, not for John directly, but for the risk of losing face if he didn't keep his word. He didn't wish to be embarrassed. He made a decision based on the value of what other people may think, even if it meant commanding an act that was terrible and evil. How often are we faced with these similar situations wherein we decide on things based on other people's opinions? Sometimes these decisions have little impact on our lives, but there are occasions when these decisions affect our lives significantly and even permanently. Now we have John the Baptist. He warned King Herod that the adulterous relationship with Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, was wrong. John the Baptist saw the evil deed and decided not to be quiet about it. He could have chosen to be indifferent or do nothing. But no, not John the Baptist. He was aware of King Herod's power and influence, and speaking against him may have grave consequences. Despite these, he was undeterred. He would speak against it and not consent with the sinful deed, and it cost him dearly, losing his life through a manner that is both unfair and gruesome? Do we sometimes find ourselves in situations where we witness wrong or evil deeds? Do we idly stand by and allow it to continue and, in effect, perpetuate evil by consenting with it? Maybe we ourselves commit certain sinful deeds that we know to be wrong, yet choose to do nothing about it, thereby allowing it to be prevalent and persistent. Sisters and brothers, don't lose hope. Whilst we all have our own versions of King Herods inside of us, we likewise have the opportunity to channel our inner John the Baptist. Jesus, through the Holy Spirit, continues to give us an abundant supply of opportunities to stand up and call out sinful deeds. Some aren't that hard, but others may be more difficult to act on, and the consequences may be dire. But God's grace abounds when we are placed in a situation wherein we are able to lead others and even ourselves to a path that leads to life, one that is everlasting. If you have been blessed by this short reflection, please like and share Pathways of Hope to your friends and loved ones. Again, my name is Herodias. Thank you, and have a great day.